Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to take you guys through how to get a cell phone or a mobile phone here in Japan. Okay, so you just moved to Japan and one of the first things that you want to get your hands on is a cell phone or a mobile phone. Now, the reason for this is just so that you can call people, you can check your Facebook and all that other stuff. And I mean, like, let's face it, everyone needs a cell phone. It's kind of glued to your hand these days. You always want to play games on it, like Pokemon Go and other things like that. Now, it's quite difficult for a foreigner to get their hands on a cell phone here. Now, the reason is because a while ago, the Japanese government banned completely like prepaid SIMs and all that type of stuff for security concerns because a lot of hackers and things like that were using those. So anyways, the Japanese government just decided to completely ban it. Now, recently it started coming back, and this is because there was a huge demand of foreigners coming to Japan that weren't able to actually get their hands on a basic communications device because of this law. So, and this was because all the phone companies, they're not going to give you a contract for a phone or a plan or anything like that unless they have evidence that proves that you're planning to stay in Japan permanently for a very long time. Most contracts last for 24 months, which is 2 years. So they want to see that, hey, you have a working visa and a working contract and employment contract and whatnot for at least 24 months. So you couldn't actually get a contract with a phone or a plan or anything like that unless you had those two things, which is very difficult for a lot of people that are just coming for a working holiday. Maybe, you know, because initially your working holiday only lasts for 6 months and then you renew it for another 6 months and then you can renew it for another 2 more times after that, each time 6 more months. So you couldn't actually get yourself a phone plan or contract that was a 12-month or 24-month term because you needed something that said that you were going to be in Japan for at least 2 years. For a lot of people that are traveling in and out of Japan, you could hire a phone or rent a SIM card or things like that, but it was just way too expensive. So how do you get your hands on one of these? Well, there are vending machines at the airport, and essentially you can get a SIM card out of that that's going to allow you to just make calls, no data. Or if you just go to like a SoftBank, which is like a mobile phone company here in Japan, go to SoftBank and you then just tell them you want a prepaid SIM card. They will give you one, providing that you have all those things to give them, like your driver's a photocopy of some identification and all that other stuff, so that they can attach that to the number and the details associated with that SIM card, so that if you were to break the law with that, like, you know, hack into a bank and steal money or anything stupid like that, they could actually track you down and find you. Okay, so what phone company should you go with when you're here in Japan? Well, for me personally, I've always been a fan of go with the #1 most reputable company in whatever country that you're in when it comes to communications networks. And this is because you want something that's going to always be stable and it's not going to just go down every now and then and cause you all this, you know, frustration and stupid stuff. So we went with SoftBank, and my wife was with SoftBank, I'm with SoftBank, our internet's with SoftBank, which is amazing. We get 1 gig up and down fiber here. So I'm pretty sure actually SoftBank are the fastest fiber internet providers here in Japan as well. So if you're moving here and you're looking for internet, SoftBank Hikari fiber is what you want, because 1 gig up and down, you just can't complain with that. That's awesome. Yeah, so we're with SoftBank and we got a really nice package bundle as a family because we're married. So that's worked out really well. But for you, you are gonna wanna shop around. And the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of different companies now that are doing those prepaid options and those other things catered for foreigners. So just kind of shop around, get a couple prices, and just see what's best for you and your budget. So you just come to Japan and you need a handset. Let's say you didn't bring a handset with you. So where would you go and buy one? I don't recommend buying a brand new one outright, just because that's just a lot of money to lose upfront right away. There are a lot of great secondhand electronics stores all through like Akihabara or even in Shibuya or any of the major cities. I'm sure you will find one. And they sell like all these old secondhand handsets, like iPhones, Androids, you know, HTCs, whatever you guys fancy, Samsung Galaxies or whatever. And yeah, like they're fairly well priced. You can get like a decent iPhone 5S, like 64 gig for like Neiman, which is about like, what's that, like 220 US or like 250 Australian. That's a rough estimate. I'm not accurate. I don't know the exchange rate on the fly. Come on, guys. And yeah, so they're fairly well priced, a couple $100, and you can get yourself a decent handset that you can use here in Japan that's completely unlocked, or you can find one that's even cheaper that's only locked to like a specific provider. And if you could go get a SIM card for that, then you'll save yourself a bit of money if you're happy with just being locked into there. So go check out some secondhand stores and get yourself a secondhand handset. If you're coming to Japan for just a short period of time and you're worried about needing a phone for things like Google Maps and GPS stuff, don't worry. You don't actually need roaming data or data from a SIM card to use your GPS. GPS will work no matter what without a SIM card. And the reason for this is that GPS is a completely different signal and it's free for us to use. So your phone will still keep picking up GPS signals, but one thing that it does need is it needs an internet connection initially to load the map. So for instance, Google Maps, that's probably the #1 used map on your iPhone for like GPS stuff, or any smartphone for that matter. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection. So let's say you're at your hotel or your friend's house where you're staying, connected to Wi-Fi, quickly load on the Google Maps all the maps that you're going to, like all the places you're going to. So just search in Google Maps those locations and load it. Once the map has been loaded and cached into your phone, it will work the moment you leave an internet connection or Wi-Fi or everything. It'll still keep working, it'll track, it'll give you directions and everything. But if you go to search for a new location, it won't work. Now you can get around this by downloading the maps offline for Android and iPhone devices in the actual Google Map app. You can actually download maps offline and save them locally to your phone that it can access. And that's another way that you can do it, but it will take up a lot of space, like especially if you're saving the whole of like Tokyo. So just, be wary with that. For me personally, when I was just here on holidays and stuff, I would just load the maps before I left the hotel for the places I was going, and then it would load all of that area in the cache. So I was totally fine to browse and use the map, get directions and GPS, directions, and it would tell me where I was going at all times. So I never got lost because of that. And if I ever did change my, my plan and decide to go somewhere else and I didn't have the map loaded, all I did was just quickly stop by a Starbucks and quickly use their free Wi-Fi to reload the map. And there's Starbucks everywhere, and there's places everywhere that have free Wi-Fi for foreigners. So as long as you can get to anything with free Wi-Fi and you can load a map, you're good to go, and the GPS will just keep working. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. Thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friend. As well, guys, I hope this video was quite informative for you. I hope it's able to prepare you for your trip to Japan with all that communication stuff and mobile phones. And yeah, if there's anything else that you guys want to ask me or any other suggestions or things that you want to see in future videos, just write them down in the comment section and I'll make sure that that happens. As always, guys, ja mata ne. Just subscribe or a kitten will die. No, I won't murder a kitten. That's terrible. I don't even know why I said that.
Yeah.